This polar bear is searching for food in the grass. He hasn't eaten in a long time. Without ice during the summer, the bears lose access to the hunting grounds they rely on for survival. Now, he's living off the fat he stored up last winter, but his body is as thin as a stick. If he can't find something to eat soon, he may starve to death right here. Suddenly, there's a sound out on the water. A pod of white whales has surfaced to breathe. The water in this shallow bay is about 10 degrees Celsius warmer than the open ocean, making it ideal for the whales to linger. Their arrival brings a glimmer of hope to the starving polar bear. Unable to resist the chance for a meal, the bear leaps into the water. But he underestimates how difficult it is to catch a white whale. These whales are different from most marine creatures. Their flexible necks allow them to turn quickly and spot predators with ease. After floating in the water for a long time, the bear still hasn't caught anything. Every minute spent in the icy water drains his precious energy. For a starving bear, failure means death. Then, he spots a rock jutting from the water. It offers him a place to rest and a better vantage point for spotting prey. He climbs onto the rock and continues his hunt from there. Time after time, he dives into the water, only to return empty-pawed. But he refuses to give up. Though exhaustion gnaws at him, his determination never fades. Finally, his patience pays off. When a whale strays a little too close, the polar bear seizes the opportunity and pounces. This time, he succeeds. While the young whale lacks the rich fat of an adult, it's enough to sustain the bear for a while. But the bear's real survival depends on frozen seas, where hunting is easier and food is more plentiful. As late autumn arrives and snow covers the land, it's still not prime hunting season. The polar bears must wait for the sea to freeze completely before they can hunt freely. Meanwhile, a mother polar bear and her cubs face dangers of their own. Recently emerged from hibernation, they're being stalked by a pack of wolves. Survival depends on the mother's sharp instincts. Luckily, her keen sense of smell detects the wolves 8 kilometers away. The cubs, too young to sense the danger, continue playing and running without concern. But this simple instinct to stick close to their mother ultimately saves their lives. A distant wolf howl signals danger. The cubs, sensing the threat at last, scramble to escape. One little one slips on the ice but doesn't stop running. Another cub falls behind, but the mother quickly circles back, reassuring her young one and giving him the courage to keep moving. With her years of experience, the mother outmaneuvers the wolves and leads her family to the frozen ocean, their lifeline for the next 4 months. The polar bears will journey across the shifting ice, heading northeast in search of seals, their most important prey. A mother polar bear can smell a seal from 30 kilometers away. These high-fat animals are essential for survival. Although the mother hasn't hunted in months, her skills remain sharp. But the hunting season is short. To keep her cub alive, she must maintain a high success rate. As spring arrives and temperatures rise, the ice begins to melt. Food becomes scarce. Now, only one cub survives, weakened by hunger. The melting ice limits hunting opportunities and makes every attempt riskier. Still, the mother refuses to give up. She continues to hunt in the water, though cracks in the ice make it easier for prey to escape. With each hunt draining more of her energy, luck becomes a crucial ally. As the ice melts faster every year, the hunting season shrinks by a month, leaving even less time for the bears to find enough food. Knowing this, the mother decides it's time to return to land. 2 months ago, they arrived on foot, but now they must swim back, a 160-kilometer journey no cub could survive alone. So, the clever mother finds a floating sheet of ice and uses it as a raft to carry them. After drifting for days, the mother catches the scent of land. They're close, but other polar bears, driven to shore by the melting ice, have gathered here too. Every year, as the ice retreats earlier, more bears are forced to compete for dwindling food sources along the coast. The mother bear, though eager to return to the snowy expanse, can't resist the tempting scent of food from the remaining ice. Driven by hunger, she risks it, grabbing what she can from a seal carcass even as her cub watches. Thankfully, the cub is too focused on eating to challenge his mother. After countless dangers, the mother and her cub finally make it home. For many animals in the wild, raising young is a perilous, unrelenting task. But there's always a mother who quietly sacrifices everything for her offspring. In order to survive, the mother bear must keep up her chances of successful hunting. Two and a half months later, as temperatures rise and the ice begins to melt, food becomes increasingly scarce. Of the 2 cubs, only one remains. The surviving cub is now weak and barely hanging on, and with the surrounding ice melting little by little, the chances of catching prey grow slimmer. Every successful hunt has now become a matter of life and death. The mother bear doesn't want to give up on her cubs so easily. She chooses to continue diving for food, even though the ice is now riddled with cracks and prey can easily escape underwater. If a polar bear can succeed once out of every 10 hunts, it's already considered very lucky. But as the pace of warming accelerates, the hunting season has shrunk by an entire month, leaving this polar bear family with very little time. Realizing this, the mother bear decides it's time to head back to land. Over 2 months ago, they came on foot, but now the only way back is to swim. It's impossible for a cub to swim the 160 kilometers back, so the clever mother bear finds another way. They climb onto a drifting ice floe, saving precious energy along the journey. After floating for a long time, the mother bear picks up the scent of land. Their journey is finally coming to an end. She leads her cub for one last swim, and soon they will reach the shore. But before the mother and cub arrive, other polar bears have already gathered there, forced inland by the melting ice as well. Every year, large numbers of beluga whales come to these waters to give birth. Although the early melting ice has robbed the bears of their chance to hunt seals, the arrival of belugas provides a new opportunity. The bears have even learned new hunting techniques, standing on rocks and waiting for the whales to approach. As these polar bears hunt, the mother and cub finally reach the shore. Even though the mother bear longs to return to her den, the tempting scent of beluga meat makes her risk one last move. Hunger makes her reckless. She manages to snatch some food from the others' mouths, and luckily, the other bears are so absorbed in their feast that they don't attack her and her cub. After overcoming countless hardships, this mother bear has finally led her cub safely back home. For many species, raising offspring is never an easy task, but there's always a mother willing to give everything she has, silently and selflessly.